is it an open-air prison if Hamas is able to maintain, a steady stream of rockets and materials, things like that?
Well, they build the tunnels because they also want things like fast food. I mean, there's things that their tunnels are used for that's not just rockets, but look, the siege is a criminal endeavor. They even put Palestinians on a diet. They've figured out the minimum caloric intake to just be right above malnutrition. I mean, it's sick and it's inhumane, and it needs to stop.
And
until it stops, the violence is not going to stop.
Is there, which makes, which is understandable, and it's a reality of having this very combustible situation there. Is there any, as somebody who's looked at this issue, are there times when you look at Palestinian actions or the actions of Hamas and say this, like, do you, like, if Arafat in the 90s had said, let's just do it, like, we'll do the two-state solution, would that have helped?
I mean, again, the Palestinians did offer every concession. It was the Israelis who said no.
Really?
I swear to God. Yeah. Palestine Papers, look it up.
Yeah, I mean, that's just something. I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong.
Bill Clinton said that in his book. He was like, the Palestinians are the ones who rejected it. This is a lie. This is a lie. They tried to. Israel never accepted not taking any part of the West Bank. They always wanted a part of the West Bank.
What is the West Bank? Why is the West Bank so important? See, to me, it's so crazy to me that any piece of land would be so important that you'd want to live in this. This is not good for Israelis. It's certainly not good for Palestinians. What is so important about this land? Mm-hmm. Like, for example, if people said to me, we want West Hollywood, or you could live it's constant state of war for 50 years. I would go take it. You know what I mean? Like, it's whatever. I'll do something else. What is it about this? Is it something else? Is it deeper? Is it cultural? Is it religious? Why not just say, take this West Bank? I don't know. It seems crazy.
It's biblical prophecy, you know that.
Yeah,
it's all about the religious.
Is it biblical on both sides? Is it also Muslims going, we don't want Jews in the land of the prophet? I mean, that's also kind of been said by certain people. I certainly have heard, leaders say things like that. Or is it, do you think there's certainly probably some biblical stuff? I mean, not biblical, but religious stuff on that side too, perhaps?
I have not heard that personally. I wouldn't be surprised if there are people that say that. I will tell you that out of the hundreds of Palestinians I've talked to, not one, and I shit you not one person told me they can't live here. All of them said, we just want to live in peace. Right. There's plenty of land. Why do they have to move on top of my village and terrorize me? Yeah. Just entering Jerusalem for a couple hours, I spoke to a couple dozen Israelis just randomly on the street, and you can pull up this video. It's amazing. Almost every single one was explicitly genocidal and said, kill them all, wipe them off the earth.
I did watch that. I did watch that.
Carpet bomb them. And looking right at the camera, and it's like, this is shocking. Yeah. This is shocking. I mean, and of course, Israeli leaders too say the same thing. It's not about live in peace. It's about wipe them off the face of the earth, expel them all. I have a better cut on my phone.
How did this get
Go back.
so bad? I mean, I know that obviously this was this is since 1948. Has this always been as contentious as it is now? Have people always felt this way about each other, or have things degenerated?
And
was there a time when, because now it feels like it's hopeless over there. It feels hopeless, right? It feels like these people on both sides don't see each other as human beings and hate each other. And was that always the case? Or has this just increased?
Well, before in historic Palestine, Jews, Christians, and Arabs Jews, Christians, and Muslims all lived in the same territory. There were mosques, there were churches. I mean, there were synagogues. All of these things were, I'm not going to say everyone was holding hands and singing.
Right.
I'm sure that there were some problems, but really,
All right,
once
this
the
is where
colonial project started, that's where you saw the resentment. It's about land. I mean, it's not.
We're going for it.
The Greater Israel Project, that's why you see commanders of the Israeli army saying, Lebanon is ours, we're going to take Beirut, we're going to turn Beirut into Gaza. They've taken the Golan Heights, they think part of Syria is theirs, Lebanon's theirs. It's all about the Greater Israel to a lot of these ultra-religious people.
The expansionist nature of it.
It will not stop.
Yeah, okay. And this is an issue.
But the Palestinians have lived there for hundreds.
It's
like, you can talk about ancient prophecy all day about thousands of years ago, but the reality is who has lived there for the last couple hundred years?
Right.
Who has lived there for generations in these homes? And think about it like if your home, if fucking China came in with an invading army and started kicking people out of their homes.
Wait, what's on me?
West Hollywood,
Well, they are doing that in Beverly Hills, but they're paying great money. If China wants to buy my house, I want out of here bad. If China wants to give me $5 million, I'm out. But China's our only hope in LA. Our only hope is China coming in and giving us money. It's not Americans that can't afford this shit. No, and you know what? I fully understand. You know, because there's Palestinian comedians, right?
Yeah.
There's Mo Amer, there's
pulling it out in the end there.
You know,